Okay, fine guys, let's start. Yesterday we have seen till here is so how to access the URL, right? Reading the HTML page from Pandas. Okay, so let's continue. So we have this data set called as Titanic. Okay, let me show you the data set. Fine. So if you see here, so I think we have already come across this data set in our stats module, right? So Titanic data set like passenger ID, survived, class, name, etc. etc. Okay. So this data set I have reading over here. Okay. I'm reading it over here. And once that is done, head of that will give head of 10 will give you what? Top 10 rows. Okay. And now if you want to select only any of two columns, this is the way you need to do. Okay. You need to use two parentheses and give the number of columns. Getting? So here you can give any number of classes. Okay. So this is how you can select multiple columns. And next thing you have the see my data set is now Titanic train. Okay. Now Titanic train dot D types. Okay. You need to give D types called as data types. What else this will do is it will tell you the data type of every column. Okay. So if you see the passenger here, it is saying as integer. Yes, it is integer. Okay. Survived is also integer. P class is also integer. Right. And name is object in the sense string. Okay, and sex is also object. Okay, see here. And again age is float. Okay, he is considered 35.0. Okay, and this is some other column SABSP, that is int. Getting? Again ticket is object, ticket number, combination of it's alphanumeric, so it will be considered as an object. Fare is again float. Okay, and cabin is object, embarked is object. Clear guys? Data types, integer will be int, float will be float, alphanumeric or strings will be object. Okay, so that you will get by data types. And after that, so let's say you are having when you're reading some CSV file, and while reading itself you want to read only x number of rows, so then you need to specify this n rows. Okay, specifying n rows will read only those specific number of rows. Okay, so it will not read other rows at all. It is different. How it is different from head is yeah, so head is here you are reading everything, but you are just seeing displaying top 10, but it is the whole data set is already read. Okay, the difference here is you are not at all reading whole, you are only reading top 5. Okay, fine. So after that you have data equal to period read CSV. You are reading this. Okay, now till now we have seen how to read. Okay, the way how you can write is just very simple. Okay, for example, you are reading this. Okay, so what is this period read CSV? Example 5. Where is my example 5? Yeah, so over here if you see, yeah, this is my data set. Okay, so how many it is having? It is having some 5 rows. 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 5 Okay, guys. So it is having some 5 rows. So now I'm reading this. Okay. Now if you remember how we can add column names, guys, we can just say names. Okay. You can say names. So over here, what I'm going to do is, so okay. So this is what I'm doing. Fine. So this is my data set, and also what I will do is I'll also create extra one. Okay. So yesterday we have seen, right? So I can give any number of columns over here, names over here. So if this is extra, I mean, if it is more than the required number of columns, it will just create in nan values. Okay. Now when I say data dot shape, so it is saying 4 rows, 7 columns. Okay. And over here, what I can do, I will take list 1. Okay. Simply I am going to put 11, 22, 33, 44. I'm creating a list L1 and I'm assigning to this extra 1. Okay. So data of extra 1, putting this list 1. After that, if I check the data 1 data, so now this is my new data set. Following? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this data set, okay, the actual data set is what? This one, only this. Okay, only this much. But now when I'm importing and adding an extra column in pandas and assigning some values to that, okay, in pandas, right? Now my new data set is this data. Okay. Now I'm writing this. If I want to write this, but now data, whatever I'm seeing over here, it is present only in this notebook, not in any Excel file. So if I want to write it to Excel file, it is simple. So my data dot to CSV. That means write to CSV, and over here you can give any name. Okay. So for example, I'm giving out.csv. So when I run this, I think it is already present out.csv. Permission denied. It's in out.csv. Yeah, there's out.csv. So for example, if I say out11.csv, okay. So now it has written. So if you go over here, yeah, so out.csv, if you see 646, just now it has written. Okay. So if I open this, see what it has written. The actual thing is example 5. There is only till this message NA, but now we have out11 is having extra 11 also. So that is a way how you can import something and do whatever you want to do. Add here I've added columns, so you can also add rows, change the indexing, anything you can do, and then simply save data.tocsv, give any name .csv. Done. So just save. Is it clear how to save?
Yes, Santosh.
Okay. So, and while saving also, there are few other features you can use. For example, same thing data.tocsv, but if you don't want the index, so you can say false, header equal to false. Okay. So what's happening over here? So no output. So if I run this, now let's see what is this out22. Okay. So there's no index because over here in, I think in out 11, yeah, there is this index, right? So if you don't want that, and also you are also having this header. Okay, this is index, this is header. If you don't want these, So you can say index is false, header equal to false. So what happened in out 22? See, there is no index, there is no header. Only the actual, whatever the data is there, right? Only that is written. Okay. And similarly, you can also give some other column names also. So instead of that, you can give some other column names also. So, but here the number of column names are different, right? So you need to give 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Five. Oh, I think sorry. The column names you need to pick it from here. Okay. So see, there is one small important thing here is this is any data set, right? So if you just want to take the column names, so just say data dot columns. Okay, just data dot columns. It will give this. It will give the columns in the shape of list. Fine. So this will be very handy, guys. So because the moment when you are getting something in the list, right, you should connect this to our list data type in Python. That means what you can add, you can perform all list operations, right? So if you want to create a new over here, I have created what? I have created extra one, correct? So now what you can do, you can create one more list where you will have like extra 2, 3, 4, and you can just add to this one, whatever we are seeing over here, data dot columns plus some other list. Okay, you can do list concatenation. Okay, or you can delete some elements in this list so that some columns gets dropped. Okay, we'll see those, but the important point is data dot columns will be a list. The data type is also important in which form you are getting. So over here he's saying which columns you want to save. Let me see, I want to save this. Okay, so instead of saving all the columns, so you can specify only which columns I want to save. So I saved only this out 33. So go over here, say out 33. Okay, see, I saved only these three. Fine. So while saving also you can like control the how you want to save. Index you can remove, header you can remove. Fine. Only columns also you can select. Clear is?
Yeah, Santosh.
Okay. Let's close this. Okay. Fine. So after that you have something called as JSON file. Okay. So JSON is something similar to dictionary. Fine. So for example, yeah. So this is JSON file. Okay, this is how it looks. Okay, it's just dictionary sort of thing, but it is not a Python dictionary, it's a JSON. Okay, so this one also you can read as a data frame, how pd.read JSON. Okay, and what is a file name? Example.json. Okay, so this is how you can read the JSON file also. Okay, one fine. And for example, let's say you have read this. Okay, now this is our data. Once you're reading it, once you've read this, so if you see the data type of this data, what it is a data frame. Okay, so it's a pandas data frame, pandas data frame. Okay, so the JSON file you're reading it into pandas data frame. Fine. So once that is done, now if you want to save it, okay, now if you want to save it to, I mean, not save. So if you want to print the JSON, so there are, we can say two ways how you can print this. So over here, so this is the JSON, right? And also these are the columns. So simply printing the data to JSON will give you like this. It will consider this as a key and 011427 as its value. Okay. So over here, if you see, A is key and its index is 0 and its value is 1. Okay, 1427. Okay, that is one item in this dictionary. Okay. Similarly, B, coming to B, it is another. Okay, and C, it is another set. But if you don't want, if you just want as it is, like for A it is 1, B it is 2, C it is 3, you can just say data dot to JSON orient equal to records. Okay, so when you say orient equal to records, what you're going to get? A 1, each row, column wise it will take. A is 1, B is 2, C is 3. Okay, and again second row, A is 4, B is 5, C is 6. Okay, just give me a second, guys. Yeah, so that is how you can print the records of JSON. Okay, so reading the JSON into data frame is this. Fine. So after that, yeah, pickling. Okay, see, I think I have gave a brief about pickle. Fine. So mostly you will see this in the ML part where you will save the ML models in the form of pickle .pkl file. Okay, but apart from that, you can also pickle any file, like text file also you can see. I think in the Python text formatting also I have shown how to pickle, right? So in the data frame also you can pickle. For example, see, I'm reading this ex1.csv. Okay, and after that, what I'm doing, I am saving it to pickle. Okay, so I'm reading here. See guys, I hope you're following. pd.read csv will read the dataset, and my now dataset is present in this variable called as frame. Okay, that frame, okay, okay, that frame, what I'm doing, okay, first I will show you the frame. Okay, this is my frame. Whatever, see free, that just some name for the data frame. Okay, so this is my data frame. What is this ex1? So what is this ex1? So if you remember yesterday, uh, yeah, so this is our data set. Okay, so now what I'm doing, I'm saving it to pickle. Okay, to pickle. So I'm pickling this file. So, and what is that, the name? Frame pickle. Okay, so if you go over here and if you find some frame, yeah, frame pickle. Okay, so this is not readable file. Okay, so I hope Notepad will also, yeah, see, you cannot read this. Okay, it will be in some binary format. Fine, but the data is present. Okay, so it's not readable format. And also if you see, the extension will be, or type of the file is file, yeah, it should be pkl guys. Okay, I'll show you. So this is a pickle file. So now if you want to read the pickle file, so my pickle file is frame pickle, right? So if you want to read that, you need to use pd.read pickle. Okay, so now you are reading pd.read pickle, this data set, it will be read as a data frame. Okay, so this is how you can save the CSV file to pickle. This is how you can read the pickle file to pandas data frame. Is it clear, guys? Are you guys following? No? Hey guys, are you there? Okay, fine. Yeah, repeat again, sir. Sure, see, I'm saying, what is this ex1.csv? That is my CSV, right? This is my CSV. Okay. This, what I'm doing, I am reading it. Okay, reading into from data set called as frame. Fine. This data set I have been, once I'm reading, if I want to save it, okay, if I want to save it back, how I can do? One way is I have just shown you, you can do to CSV. Okay, so when you are reading this, now frame is my data set. Now if you can save this frame again back to CSV with some other name. Okay, saving to CSV is one way. Okay, but the same data frame, you can also save it in another way. It's called pickle file. Okay, that's just a binary format file. Okay, you'll not be able to read it directly. Fine. So it is just another way of saving. So what I'm doing over here, how I am doing to CSV. Okay, right? How you are saving it to CSV. Here I'm saying to pickle. That means this data frame, this whole data frame will be saved into a binary format, frame.toPickle with the name of some frame pickle. Okay, so over here, if I go and see this frame pickle, fine. So our data frame, this data frame, whatever over here, right, that is saved over here, but you cannot read. It is not a readable format. Okay, you can see, right? So it is in an unreadable format. Okay, but it is saved. Our data is present over here in this pickle file. How to read this again? You need to use pandas pd.readPickle command. Okay, using this function from pandas, if you pass our frame pickle name, okay, so it is able to give it in a readable format, the data frame. Getting? Okay. Karthik, you there, man? Okay. Okay, fine. So that's one way how you can pickle. Fine. So after that, yeah. So for example, if you want to access some URL, okay, let's say this is some URL. Yeah. So as you can see, this is looks like some website. So over here, each and everything is a dictionary. As you can see, the first one is a very big list, because if you see that this one, it is a list. Inside that you can see a dictionary. Okay, and inside this dictionary, you can see user has one more dictionary. Getting till here. Getting, and after that labels is one more list. Inside that we are having a dictionary. A lot of things are there. So you can also read this. Okay, so the way how you can read is, first of all, you need to, there is a library called as request. Okay, so API request. So URL, so request, in this request, you have get URL. So okay, get, pass the URL you want. Okay, so if the response code is 200, that means it is success. So usually in the API callings, if the response is 200, it's success. If it is 500, it is some issue. Okay, so you have read this. So once you have read this, okay, so this is a JSON file, guys. This is a JSON file. Okay, so usually API callings, everything will be in the form of JSONs. It looks like a dictionary, okay, almost from Python point of view, but almost everywhere they use JSON, and I would say JSON is a pretty important file format. Okay, and it is not that difficult to understand, because if you know dictionary, it's almost, and the fun part is you can always convert a JSON into dictionary. Okay, so if you want to use all your dictionary functions, okay, so you can always simply convert JSON, okay, to dictionary Python. Okay, simple. How to convert? You can use JSON.load. Okay, so you can use one of these method and you can convert to dictionary. And once it is converted to dictionary, Fine. Now ball is in your code. Okay, fine. So the response. So when you're converting, when you say response.json, so it will be in the JSON format data. Okay, the first one you're taking, and inside that you're taking the user. Okay. Now what is this data on user? So for example, if I run this, okay, where is my user? Okay, this ID is saying his ID is over here and some node ID. Okay, so what is this? Well, it will be somewhere over. Yeah, it is reading this part. Okay, so I'm taking only user. Okay, user is a dictionary, right? So inside the data, I'm taking again this user. Okay, user is one more key, one more dictionary key. Okay, so that's how you can just take this. And if you want to see the all the keys, see data 0 dot keys, what all the keys it is taking, see for every column. So if you see this in this dictionary, okay, this is a dictionary. So in this dictionary there are so many in any dictionary for that matter, even if you take this dictionary also, see, what are the keys? See, URL, repository URL, label URL, you are able to see. So you got, if you say dot keys, these are all the keys. Okay, URL, repository URL, labels URL, all the keys for every item. Okay, starting from URL till state reason, it looks like. Okay, so where is state reason? Over here, state reason. Okay, this is second URL. Okay, so from here, from till state reason, starting with URL. Okay, so all the keys you can see over here, because this everything is a dictionary. Getting? Okay, so now if you want to convert this into data frame, guys, if you want to convert this into data frame, very simple, pd dot data frame. Okay, pd dot data frame, and inside this you will have the, if you just pass this data. Okay, if you just pass this data, and which columns you want to take. Okay, out of all these columns, so I'm taking number. Where is number? Over here, number. Title. Where is title? Yeah, title and labels and state. Okay, so using these 4 columns, I want to convert into a data frame. So whatever the JSON you are seeing over here, so that is very beautifully converted into a data frame over here, which is more easy to understand. Okay, and it's number, title, labels, open, and you can also consider other columns also, milestone, reactions, anything. Okay, but and that is for every item over here. So this is one. Okay, from this URL till this state reason is one item, right? Again, from this second URL till this state reason is second, right? Second row. Okay, so each this set of this whatever I've selected, right? So that is one row over here. Okay, so in that row I'm selecting only few columns. If you want, you can go for everything. Okay, or else only selected columns. Fine. So in that way, each and every item over here is converted into a single row. So for example, this might be a customer. Okay, this might be a customer 0 with this ID. This is customer 1. So you are getting all the details of this customer. What is his title, and let's say what all items he has bought, and whether he is an active customer or not, etc., etc. So this is how you can convert a JSON into a data frame and format it. Clear? Okay. So after that, yeah. So after that, what do I have over here is something related to a small database part of thing. Okay. So over here, if you see, we are interacting with database. Okay. So for example, if you see over here, see, I already have the database over here and also connecting the SQLite. Okay, I will share these with you. Okay, so yeah, so these are my database and this is my SQLite file. Okay, so but even though if you don't have, also you can create one more database. Okay, it will just create a database. Okay, so over here, once you have created a database, so first thing is connecting to some database, give some name. Okay, so it will connect to database and drop the tables if it is already existing. Okay, so and after that, what we're doing in this database, we are creating a table called as test. Okay, and that is having what A, B, C, D. Okay, 4 columns. Okay, so A is having a variable character, B is variable character, C is real number, D is integer. Okay, and that you are connecting to your SQLite. Okay, server. And now if you want to, if you execute this query, okay, this is my query. Okay, this is my CON is my connection. Okay, and once you execute this query and commit, okay, this table gets created. Okay, the table gets created. Okay, I'll explain you again. You see, first thing is connecting to the database. Okay, so importing SQLite. Okay, you need to import SQLite 3, and over there first you need to connect to the database. After that, db.execute. Okay, so this is our database. Execute drop table if exist test. Okay, if there is any table it is already existing, so you can drop that. Okay, after that you are writing a query. Okay, see, after that what you are writing, a query to create a table. How this is simple SQL command, create table test, and inside that what are the columns you want. Okay, but this is just query, it's not it executed. How you can execute? First of all, for that you need to connect with the SQLite. Okay, so CON is a connection variable. So over here SQLite 3.connect to my data to SQLite file. Okay, so to this file, now you CON is your connection. So to this CON dot execute. Now you want to execute what? This query I want to execute. Okay, so it's CON dot execute query. Okay, so query is executed. Fine. And inside that you can say CON dot commit. Okay, so once you commit the changes, this table format is created. Okay, this table format is created. That means what? A table is created called as name test. Why? Because table test I'm creating, and it will accept 4 columns. A, B, C, D are 4 columns. Okay, and A is variable character, B is variable character, C is a real number, that means integer number, sorry, not real, a decimal number, and D is a integer number. Okay, that table is created. Is it clear, guys? Hmm? Table creation clear? Okay, so after that, once that is created, now you can insert some columns. How you are inserting? The way how you need to insert is, see, now whenever you create this connection parameter at CON, so everything you need to do using that. Okay, so first if you want to insert, you need to create the rows, whatever you want to insert. So my table will expect these 4 values. Okay, for every row, that should be for row 1, so row index 0, there should be 4 values I need to provide. So over here, if you see data, so I am creating 4 values. Okay, so this is first row I am trying to insert. What is the first row? Atlanta, Georgia, 1.256. Okay, so as you can clearly see, in my test table, out of these 4 columns, first will be variable. Okay, varchar. Second is varchar. Third is real. Fourth is integer. That's why. So first, this Atlanta is varchar. Okay, variable character. Okay, and this is sort of string. Okay, this is also Georgia is variable character, and third one is should be real decimal. Okay, 1.25. Okay, and D is 6. Last one is integer 6. Okay, so this is my first row. Similarly, second row index 1 is this one. Third row, right? 3 rows I have created according to the data types that are expecting for this table. Okay, and after that state the way how you can like insert this is you need to create a statement. What is the statement? I'm saying insert into test values. Okay, and 4 values I want to insert. You can give question marks. Okay, insert into test values. What is my test? Test is a table. So create table test. This is how you will create a table, right? In SQL, create table, and after that, whatever the name you give over here, that will be the table name. So I'm saying insert into my table name called as test the values. What are the values? 4 values I'm saying, and this will be the 4 values. How? So as I said, CON will be your connection parameter. So over here, I am executing many. Okay, that means because you have multiple rows to insert, so you need to use execute many. If it is only one, execute will work. Okay, but here I'm saying execute many. So that means it should go run in a small loop. So what is my statement? My STMT is my this. Okay, that means what? Insert, I want to insert into my test values. Okay, what values I want to insert? That is my data. Okay, this is my data. Okay, so now this line will say this will connect to this table and execute many. That means do some action many times. What is that action? STMT is my action. What is that action? Insert into values. Okay, inserting values I need to do many times. And what is the data? This is the data. So this data will be, so each row, it will take this row, it will insert as the first row. It will take second row, it will insert as second row in my table. This will be third row in my table. Okay, and you need to do the commit. So once you do, this table is now having some rows. Okay, now this table is also having some rows. So in this step, we have just created the table. In this step, we have also inserted some values inside the table. Is it clear, guys? Okay, fine. So once that is done, so now you can use your simple SQL commands. My table is now having some values. So you can just say every time if you observe CON, the connection, whatever you are connected to SQLite, so using that only you can execute any function. Okay, so initially for creating table also, second for inserting columns also. Now also, if you want to see my table rows, so you can just say, first of all, CON dot execute. Inside that execute, what statement I want executing, select star from test. That means what? Star will give all rows. Okay, and that is our cursor. Okay, some variable, and over here it will have all these rows. So cursor dot fetch all. Okay, so that will give you in the row form of this rows. Okay, so now these are the rows what we have already inserted. Now you can extract those. Okay, and after that, if you want to convert that into a data frame, pandas data frame, simple pandas pd dot data frame. Okay, for x in cursor dot description. Okay, so cursor dot description, so you can loop this and convert it into this. Okay, but for example, if I just see what is this cursor dot description, so you can get a better idea. Table already exist. Okay, so it's already existing. Yes. Yeah, so over here using the cursor dot description, so inside this cursor description we're not able to see any values, but I think it will work in the backend. But looping through it and taking the first value, okay, is giving you the each and every row. Okay, so every time in this I think the way how it is working is if we are taking the first element, right, the 0. Okay, so see A, B, C, D. Okay, the columns which you are seeing, right? So every time you're taking the 0th element, so it is creating this A, okay, B, C, D. Okay, so I think that's the way it is working. But I would say you can check this out. If you're having any issues, let me know. Okay, but this is how you can create the commands. Okay, over here con dot execute. right? So you can give any number of any commands. Okay, here also you can directly give insert or delete anything. Okay, so similarly you can create some other data, some other table. Okay, so my table is grades 1. Okay, so the way how you can directly create is, this is my database. Okay, and create table grades 1. Okay, so these are my columns. Okay, and this is how you are inserting the values over here. Okay, so once you have done that, so if you are selecting all the values, so you can see this one. Okay, so you can see what are the values you are inserted, right? John, Gary, games. Okay, so these are the values you have inserted. Okay, but over here it is also, you are getting ordered by ID. Okay, so it is ordered by ID. Fine. So what is ID over here? This first one is ID, right? So over here, if you see what your ID name score. Okay, ID name score. How? Because if you see, if you focus here, how we are creating the table, create table grades 1. Inside that, ID will be integer, name will be text, and score will be integer. Okay, that is how we are creating the table. Okay, this is just another way. And while you are in, okay, db.execute. And after that, if you want to insert some values, you can simply say insert into my grade 1. That means in this table, what I'm inserting, I'm inserting these 3 values: ID, name, score. And what are these corresponding values? 101, John 99. Okay, that means first row will be this, and second row, third row, fourth row, fifth row. Okay, ID will be 105, name will be Chris, and score will be 95. And also this is abiding by this format. So ID is created as integer, yes, and name is created as a text, and score is created as integer. Okay, so this is how I am creating a table and inserting the creating, plus I've also inserted some rows inside the table, and my table name is grades 1. Okay, so now in this I'm selecting all, but I'm ordering by ID. Okay, now this is my ID. So now I have ordered it by ID. Okay, so is this clear till this point? Or shall I repeat? Yeah. Okay. So simple, same thing we are doing, but in a more shortcut form. Okay, because here first we have created a table, and then you are inserting it separately using execute statement. Okay, but here you are directly doing it in one single shot. Okay, so once you have done that, okay, so here what you are doing, db.execute, you are giving the command select all. Okay, from grade 1 order by ID, and apart after that you can execute different SQL commands, guys. Okay, db.execute, what I'm saying, select all, but only where the name is Gary. Okay, so it will get, you'll get only this row. Okay, and select all where the score is greater than 90. Okay, greater than or equal to 90. That means what? 1, 2, 3. Okay, John, Gary, Chris, you'll get. Okay, John, Gary, Chris, you are going to get. Okay, see, observe, you are getting that in results, and you're just printing, looping that and getting. Okay, so you're looping this and getting. Okay, simple. What all SQL basic commands you can you have, right? You can execute all those, and select name and score from grades score by order by score descending. Okay, so he's saying select name and score. Okay, this is main, this is score, but order it in the descending order of the score. Okay, now this is a descending order of the score. Okay, and if you don't say anything, usually it will be ascending order, guys. Okay, so if you don't say descending, right, so by default it will be ascending order. Okay, so as you can see, order by score, it is in the ascending order. Okay, but if you say it will be specifically, then it will consider as a descending order. Okay, and after that you have select name and score from grades 1 order by score. Yeah, same thing. I think it got repeated. Okay, same thing. Fine. So these are the basic commands, but you can go for any different commands. order, where, filter, what all SQL commands, right? So you can use that. Okay, so I would say this would be interesting for you to do some hands-on, so instead of just me explaining. Okay, so I'll share this database. Okay, so you create more number of rows. Okay, so you create different data. You can give it as 6, for example. Okay, and you can just create okay, so for example, if you see my data base 6, do I have 6? No, I don't have 6. Okay, so for example, I am creating this. Okay, see here, a new database 6 got created just now, 728, 729. Okay, so over there you can add, just give new name and run it. It will create a new database over here. Okay, you need to import SQLite. Okay, if it is not present, okay, you need to just install it, guys. Okay, so the way how you can install is also simple. Pip install SQLite 3. Okay, and once you run this, it will just install the SQLite if it is not present. Okay, and after that, just create these records. Okay, I would say create more number of records. Okay, and then just play with these comments. Okay, so db.execute, give some comments over here. Okay, and some filters, where conditions. Okay, so that you will be a bit comfortable. Okay, fine. I would say these are the different. So in this class, I think we did not go into the actual data frame functions specific to pandas, but we have seen different formats. Okay, as we are still in the basics, so we have seen different formats how you can access or save or write or read the pandas data frame. Okay, so we have seen the basic CSV reading and saving back to CSV, and what JSON, and reading it into JSON, and what the API. Okay, I think we also seen the pickle. Find different formats and how to read it from the direct API. Okay, and then interacting with the databases. Okay, is it clear, guys? Guys following? Okay, fine. So I would say that would be for tomorrow mostly. Sorry, today, and tomorrow we are going to see some specific actually data set related functions. Okay, so this is the actual thing which we usually do, perform different, what all the actions we perform on the what I would say, on data frame on our day-to-day basis, right? So that functions we are going to see. Okay, today we have seen the general, because while starting you should have like wide understanding, right? So what all you can do, what all different formats you can execute or apply pandas data frame, so that we have seen. But tomorrow will be specific to the a specific data set and how you can access different rows. Okay, how you can filter, how you can use NumPy, for example, just to show you how you can use NumPy and pandas combination functions. Okay, how you can filter, how you can insert, and row wise. Okay, so lots and lots of functions, important functions are available. Okay, so that we are going to see tomorrow. Okay, so yeah, so I would say that's all for today, guys. Okay, so I hope you have understood the class. Fine, so let's meet tomorrow, guys. Tomorrow same time, same thing, and we'll continue pandas. Okay, thanks, guys. Thanks so much.